I will be presenting the background of our topic entitled Identification of Non-Halal Gelatin Used as a Stabilizer in Marshmallows. Marshmallows are popular confectionery products that are widely consumed by people of all ages. One of the main reasons marshmallows have a soft, elastic, and chewy texture is due to the presence of the gelatin, which functions as a stabilizer and gelling agent in the product. Gelatin plays an important role in food processing, especially in maintaining the structure and consistency of marshmallows. However, gelatin is commonly derived from animal sources, mainly processed and bovine origins. From a halal perspective, gelatin sourced from pigs is considered haram, while gelatin from cattle is only halal if the animal is slaughtered according to Islamic law. In the modern food industry, marshmallows are often mass-produced and distributed globally. Many food labels simply state the ingredients as a gelatin without clearly specifying its source. This situation creates uncertainty or shubha for Muslim consumers, as the halal status of their product cannot be easily verified. Therefore, this issue is highly relevant to the halal food management, as it involves ingredient sourcing, transparency in food labeling, and consumer protection. Identifying the presence of non-halal gelatin is essential to ensure halal compliance and to maintain consumer trust in food products. This background provides the foundation for further discussion on the issues involved, relevant halal laws and fatwas, and the identification methods used to determine whether gelatin in marshmallow is halal or non-halal.
Now, let's move on to the issues involved. The first issue is regarding the industry and product. Gelatin is a key ingredient in marshmallows. It is needed to give marshmallows their texture and to keep them stable. The problem is that most gelatin used in the industry comes from porcine sources, which means it is not halal. This type of gelatin is commonly used because it is cheaper and easier to obtain compared to halal certified gelatin. Because of this, many manufacturers do not make halal gelatin a priority in their production process. As a result, there is a high risk that marshmallow products in the market contain non-halal ingredients.
Next, from the customer perspective, the major issue is unclear labeling. Many marshmallow products only mention gelatin without specifying whether it comes from halal or non-halal sources. Since gelatin cannot be identified through sensory characteristics, Muslim consumers face difficulty in verifying the halal status. This increases the risk of unintentional consumption of non-halal products and negatively affect halal integrity and customers' trust. Now for this part, me and Naili will present the fatwa and law of non-halal gelatin used in marshmallows. First of all, what is gelatin? Gelatin is a protein called collagen. Collagen is obtained from skin, tendons, connective tissue, ligaments, and bones of mammals, usually from cows and pigs. Gelatin is commonly used in the industries due to its unique properties of being colorless, odorless, and tasteless. In the production of marshmallows, gelatin plays an important role as a stabilizer, a jelly agent, and a texture forming agent. These functions are responsible for giving marshmallows their soft, elastic, and chewy texture. So, why gelatin can be haram according to Islamic fatwa? Gelatin is widely used in marshmallows to give them a soft and chewy texture. However, from an Islamic perspective, the halal or haram status of gelatin depends on its source and how it is produced. Gelatin is considered haram if it is derived from pigs or from halal animals that are not slaughtered according to Sharia. This is because pigs are explicitly prohibited in Islam, and any derivative from pigs, including gelatin, is also haram. In fact, most commercial marshmallows in the global market use porcine gelatin because it is cheaper and easier to process. There is also an issue known as istihala, which refers to transformation during processing. Although some argue that gelatin undergoes complete transformation, the majority of contemporary scholars and fatwa authorities conclude that the original source of gelatin is still traceable. Therefore, the transformation is not sufficient to change its haram status. As a result, marshmallows are considered haram if they contain porcine gelatin or if the gelatin source is unknown. Marshmallows are only halal when the gelatin comes from halal animals slaughtered according to Sharia, or when plant-based alternatives such as agar-agar or pectin are used and the product is halal certified. In conclusion, due to the widespread use of porcine gelatin, Muslims are advised to consume only halal certified marshmallows or those made with plant-based gelling agents.
Now, I will explain why the use of gelatin in marshmallow has become a halal issue from scientific and regulatory perspectives. Gelatin is a protein ingredient used to give foods like marshmallow a soft and elastic texture. It is produced from collagen found in animal skin and bones, commonly from pig, cow, or fish. The halal concern exists because pig and its derivatives are clearly haram in Islam. Although gelatin goes through extensive processing, scientific evidence shows that this process does not completely remove the animal's identity. Small DNA fragments can still remain, and modern tests such as PCR can detect the original animal source. This means gelatin does not undergo complete transformation according to halal authorities. Therefore, non-halal gelatin remains haram. From a regulatory perspective, food labels must be accurate, but many products only list gelatin without stating its source. This creates shubha or doubt which Muslims are encouraged to avoid. In Malaysian halal standards, it requires full traceability of ingredients and verification of animal-based sources. While under halal certification procedures, manufacturers must declare the exact source of gelatin and use approved suppliers. If the source cannot be verified or cross-contamination happens, halal certification will not be granted. So, the usage of gelatin in marshmallows is a halal issue because of its non-halal sources. Processing does not remove its haram status, and unclear labeling creates shubha. Therefore, non-halal gelatin does not comply with halal standards.
Next, I will explain about the identification method of non-halal gelatin used in marshmallow. Because gelatin is highly processed, its original source cannot be identified visually, by taste, or by smell, hence making laboratory identification very necessary. Identification of non-halal gelatin involves three levels: documentary and labeling verification, chemical and protein-based analysis, and the most reliable one, DNA-based molecular analysis. For the first method, label and documentation analysis, it identifies the gelatin source, whether it is porcine, bovine, fish, unspecified, etc., where we will examine the ingredient list. If it listed the gelatin as unspecified, then it is on the risk of being haram. The same goes for the other ingredients, such as porcine gelatin, which are of course confirmed haram, and fish gelatin, which will be halal. This method will also check for the presence of JAKIM halal certification or other recognized halal bodies for the ingredient used, as well as cross-checking the manufacturer's halal assurance system, HAS. The second method, which is protein-based analysis, or known as ELISA, helps to identify the species-specific gelatin protein by using the antibodies that bind specifically to porcine gelatin proteins. Thus, if there are color changes during the analysis, then it indicates the presence of porcine gelatin, hence making it haram. Last but not least, for the third method, and undoubtedly for the most important one, is the PCR analysis. In this method, we will observe and identify the species of origin of the gelatin, whether it is from cow, fish, pig, etc. First, we will extract the DNA from the marshmallow gelatin, and then we will proceed with PCR analysis that helps to amplify the species-specific DNA sequence. This analysis helps to detect the porcine mitochondrial DNA. So, if the results show a positive amplification, then it indicates the presence of pig-derived gelatin, automatically making it haram.